Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at yet another wonderful mod, this time in the form of QuickTrade, which is being made by user Registrator2000. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is a new interaction option for both vendors as well as settlers, which allows you to skip all that bothersome conversation and go straight into their trading menus. And I cannot tell you how much I love this mod, as it's one of those things that kind of annoys me about vendors, especially in games like this, where every time I just want to buy ammo or spend my hard-earned caps in some way, they want to have a conversation before I can ever hit the barter option. And it's annoying, frankly, but now, thanks to this mod, I don't have to do that anymore. I can go right into trading, and it's pretty simple. If we just go down here to Codsworth, you'll notice that besides the talk option that we have under his name, as usual, we now also have an inventory option, and it is the same for, say, if we go over to the settler here, you'll notice we have that talk and inventory option. And if we go back to Codsworth, who apparently decided to go get a drink up in my bar, we can just hit R, and bam, we're right into his inventory without having to ever talk to him. So that, when you select the inventory option, is what happens. You're just brought straight into here with no fuss. Whereas, of course, normally in the game, we'd have to hit E to talk to him, and then he would wonder, why don't, you know, I have him accompany me? Then we'd have to trade, and it's a whole thing. It doesn't take much time, granted, but over the course of a general playthrough of a game, that's gonna account for a lot of built-up time over however many hours you end up playing. And being able to just, say, once again, hit R for inventory, bam, we're just right into Codsworth's inventory without having to say a word. And it's quick, it's simple, because bam, we're in there again, and again, and, oh, no, that's the Pip-Boy. And again, there we go. We could just go in as often as we'd like. And of course, besides your settlers, it works with your vendors, such as our barkeep here. If you notice, if we go up to them, we have, rather than inventory though, we now have a trade option. And if we hit R for that, we're brought into their shop, and we can, well, shop to our heart's content without having to, again, utter a single word. And it just, it makes me smile. And it's also quite interesting because, of course, it actually takes into account if the vendor is actually open. Now, I'll show that off in a little bit, but first let's actually show off another vendor, because of course, even though this is a solid vendor, it is a settler vendor, so perhaps you don't believe me quite right that it works for all vendors. So let's roll down here to my trade post, where we should have, oh, we have multiple people. I believe we have Carla and Miller, is that? Yeah, Miller. And let's go over to Carla, and bam, trade. No words spoken at all. We can shop and then leave. Same with Miller, we just go, we hit trade, and we're fine. It's perfectly happy. Again, instead of having to hit E to actually talk to the guy, and then hit barter to then go into the shop. Again, not a whole lot of time saved, but over hours of gameplay, it's gonna add up. And I just love it. Now, the one downside for trading is it doesn't work with your actually chosen companion. Now, of course, any companions that you have in your settlements, like Codsworth earlier, you can go in and go into their inventory just fine. But say Nick here, I can't, because he's currently my active companion, and we have a command option here rather than talk. So I think that might be why, because it, instead of talking to, it's command. And then from command, we, of course, have a talk option, or trade. So I think that might be why it doesn't have the trade inventory option, but it is a little annoying that it doesn't work with your currently active companion, like it does for, say, my scavenger here. Boom, right into the inventory. Oh, it makes me happy. But as I was saying earlier with the vendors, it'll, of course, work with any vendor. You can go up and trade with them at any time of the day that their shop is open. So say for instance, this guy's shop here, we can trade because he's open. But eventually, he's gonna go away. He's not gonna be working because, well, he has off time, just like anyone should from a hard day of work. And when that happens, we will no longer have the trade icon. Or not the trade icon, but the trade option. Now, of course, this guy is a settler of mine, so instead of trade, it'll switch over to inventory. But if you were, say, in Diamond City, any vendor who isn't actively at their station for selling things will not have the trade option at all. So let's actually go and sit here on my patio chair, and we'll fast forward time until that guy is off work, which, oh god, I'm gonna have to go for about 10 hours. That should do, I think. That should be more than enough time, and I should, hopefully, find him just upstairs in the bar, you know, having a drink, kicking back, and, oh, is that a storm out behind us now? Oh, yay. Alright, so let's get up now, check his stall, and yes, he's no longer working, and he should be up here with the other settlers to have a drink. Oh, yep, there he is in the corner. There is our lovely settler, and now it's inventory rather than trade because he currently isn't open for business. And that just makes me happy. It just makes me so very happy that we have these options now in the game, because it just it's a waste of time having to do all that talking when you're not actually wanting to talk, but now I don't need to. Bam, just R for inventory, and you're good to go. And that's really it for this mod, and actually far more than I probably should have talked about this mod, but you know what? I'm enthusiastic about it. It makes me smile. So yes, if you'd like to try it for yourself, you can take a look at the link in the description as always, and I would definitely suggest to go and have a gander at it, as it's wonderful. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's episode, folks. So I hope you have enjoyed, and of course, that you do come back for the next. But until that time, thank you for watching. And as always, have a good one.